Hi everyone, Mike Rogers here with you with the Mike Rogers Show, and today, you want to work in Hollywood? Well, I got the perfect person on for you today, Mr. David Weiss. David Weiss wrote the scripts for Shrek 2, All Dogs Go to Heaven, Rugrats, so many movies he wrote the script for, and he's now directing, and he's working in Japan, and I had a chance to interview him. So here's part 2 of the interview. Check it out. Once again, I have the very world famous Mr. David Weiss. He's an animator, he's a director, he's making an animation right now for a Toei subsidiary called, I'm sorry, David, what was it? What was the name of the company?
10 Animation Magic.
10 Animation Magic.
There's an H, by the way. There's an H at the end of 10 to make it more Japanese, I think.
Oh.
A silent H.
So it was T-E-H-N then?
It's T-E-N-H, I think.
Okay, well, I guess that's something for you to check out. But
it's 10.
So, anyways, thanks for being here, David. It's great having you.
Thank you. I feel like I should change shirts because otherwise people are going to know that it's not tomorrow really, and that we just recorded these back to
it doesn't.
Should I change shirts? Just
no.
shirt.
If you feel
more stubble. And I'm 2 inches taller than when we last talked. I grow like a mother.
So, can you tell us about the history of the animations you've made? And because I know one of them, it's called Shrek, right?
Shrek 2.
Shrek 2.
Yeah.
And I knew All Dogs Go to Heaven. Oh, wait, let me tell you about it. So one day, sometimes you get melancholy and you go on Facebook or whatever it is. I don't remember what it is. And I started looking for people from high school because I had no contact with anyone from high school after I left at all. Nobody. And I just started searching names, and then I saw All Dogs Go to Heaven, and then I saw your name, David Weiss. I think it said David N Weiss. I can't remember.
Yeah, there's an N.
What's that?
There's an N.
Yeah. And I saw that and I thought, hey, is that David from high school? And I thought, that's great. That's great because that would meet, I think, only people who are doing show business from that era, from that high school, are you and me. That's what I thought. And what do you think? Is that true? Are we the only one?
I'm trying to remember if there's someone else. Tony Hudson, she had some real success there, probably more than either of us at first anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Had a nice run she was on TV shows and some TV commercials, had a lot of guest spots back in the day. And now even today, I think she does some cool stand-in work, like for the Oscars and Emmys and stuff. She gets in a fancy gown and goes down there when they're doing the rehearsals.
So she was a very popular girl in high school?
She was popular in that people admired her, and she was really pretty. So, guys were crazy for her. And but she left early. She got married like when she was, 16 or 17 to some pretty well-to-do guy in Ventura. And then after that kind of ran its course, she went down to Hollywood and got things going there. And then she married a famous TV actor.
Tony Curtis. No.
Not that famous.
No.
Beauregard or somebody, I don't know, some fairly famous like soap opera guy, and she was on a soap opera for a while. And
wow,
yeah.
So the reason why I have no idea who this person is because the popular kids were never. I was ghosted, constantly ghosted.
She wasn't one of those kind of fancy popular people. I think she felt like an outsider, but she was so talented. She could sing and dance and whatever.
Wow.
I had a crush on her, especially because she was a showboat, and I loved Broadway and all that stuff. I was one of those guys too. So we were kind of friendly, I think, when she first got to town, 9th grade or something. And then she kind of whooshed off into this grown-up world of doing TV commercials and getting married while we were all still just kind of going to English 1A,
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. So, okay, tell us tell us about your the first animation, your first step.
Okay, so first a minor clarification. I'm not an animator. I don't draw. I don't do art. It's not. I mean, I do crazy pencil sketches of like stick figures to ask my DP if he can change the shot for me, and then he comes in with this really great sense of vision, which lens to use and how to move the camera over here, whatever. And then we bring in a storyboard artist who can really do the drawing, and the animators are a specialized group of guys and gals that move the characters around, right? They actually cause the character, right? So I started as a writer. My career, largely almost all my credits are screenwriting credits, movie, TV. And this is my first full-length feature animated film that I've ever directed. I've directed a number of short films and won some awards coming out of film school and stuff for my shorts. But this is the first feature-length film I've done and the first animated film. So I'm not an animator. I haven't made animations. I write. I've been a writer. So my first writing assignment in the feature world was All Dogs Go to Heaven with Don Bluth over there in Ireland. We said that. After that, we did Rockadoodle, which, you know, was not nearly as successful a film as and for probably good reasons, but it was a great experience for me. And actually, I got to direct a little bit on that because it wasn't testing great, and Don was super busy, and he gave me all the reels of the film and a Steenbeck editorial bay, which was back in the old days when you physically cut the film, like I reeled the film going around on a flatbed with a screen, and I recut the film and re-recorded new dialogue with the stars, narration and dialogue, and I reordered it. And I brought this score up from a cinema C- up to a B+, and then they released the film. So that was a great opportunity for me to do some directing, and I got to do some other voiceover directing after that. And then I worked on a TV show for Nickelodeon. I worked on a late Carol Burnett show, not the original, obviously, I'm not that old, but that was fun. I worked on a TV show called Sybil. Sybil Shepherd was she was in Moonlighting.
Oh, yeah, I know who she is.
Yeah, she was the star, and she broke up Peter Bogdanovich's marriage shooting The Last Picture Show. She was the gorgeous high school girl in The Last Picture Show that stole the heart of, I forgot who the lead was, but and worked on that show. And then in Movie Land, after Rockdoodle, I teamed up with a guy by the name of J. David Stem, really talented fellow writer, and we had a great long-running partnership. We're still really close. And we did the Rugrats movies together and ran the Rugrats TV show for Nickelodeon for a year or two. I did Rugrats in Paris, the movies, and the specials, the Hanukkah special, Mother's Day. Then we did Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, the feature film. That was an animated series, but we did the feature film of that. Clock Stoppers, Are We There Yet? With Ice Cube. And what else? The Smurfs movies. And,
you did the Smurfs movies.
Yeah, the 1 and 2, the ones with the live action with Neil Patrick Harris, the guy from How I Met Your Mother, and I knew him as a youngster from Doogie Howser, back in ancient times. He's a lovely fellow to work with, and yeah, that's kind of it. Now I'm here doing this and having just the time of my life. I love Tokyo. You asked what I think of Japan. It's just a great adventure just to kind of restart your life and be in a new place and have a great adventure. And I've heard people say one of the reasons Japan is such a popular tourist destination is that it's the nexus of two wonderful things. The exotic, they say it's the most exotic place you can go on the planet with the highest level of first world services and safety. So healthcare, technology, communications, mass transportation, the train system here is a marvel. It's like I said, the whole place is Disneyland. I just ride the train all day. It's so fun. And so it's that beautiful. You can go to many more exotic places, but you maybe risk your life to do it.
Yeah.
Here you've got this beautiful ancient tradition going on, this culture that's so rich and has such a wonderful history and is so different from the West, in so many ways. And out on the countryside, it's still very much, you don't even know you're in this super metropolitan, urban kind of high point of the map. But you're also super safe. I can pick up my phone and call my daughter on Zoom like that. And I'm in part of the national health plan here, and in the States, what we wouldn't give to be able to get a health plan going like they have here at the national.
Oh yeah. Well, David, when you're walking around Tokyo, you know who the most dangerous person is within 1 kilometer of you.
Me.
That's right.
Yourself. Basically, you're the biggest risk to you here is the things that you might do to yourself.
That's right. Exactly right. But you don't really drink that much, right?
I don't really drink much at all. On Friday night, Shabbat dinner, I'm like I said, I'm a religious guy, so I keep an Jewish observant Shabbat. You know, the whole, 6 days labored the Lord to build the heaven and the earth, and on the seventh day he rested. And then he said, you know what, you should rest too. The Japanese aren't so big on that whole resting thing.
Yeah.
But I am big on the resting thing, and I have a nice glass of wine on Friday night dinner with all my friends down at the synagogue after we have the prayer service, and it's so lovely. But I'm not a big drinker.
We got 4 more minutes left in this episode, but tell me about how you celebrate, worship your religion, because Japan is not a very deeply religious place. So where do you go? I mean,
happily,
I've never seen what is it called, a Jewish synagogue? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, synagogue.
Where is that?
There are several here in Japan. The 2 that I know best are the Orthodox Chabad, which is down here in Shirokane Takanawa, and wonderful Chabad house run by Rabbi Mendy Sudakovich and his amazing wife Hannah and their family. And so they run this beautiful little Jewish center, and you can go in, anybody can just come, and Jews who travel, especially like myself, it's a home away from home. You're just instantly welcomed as family. So I go in Friday night after sundown, we have a prayer service there Jews have been praying the same way for 1,000 years, and really that way hadn't changed 1,000 years before that, but then they knocked down our temple. The Romans knocked it down, and before that, Babylonians.
They do that sort of thing.
I know. So for 2,000 years now, we've had no temple, so we do the same service. I said 1,000, I meant 2,000 years. It's been pretty much the same service. So we pray for 45 minutes, we sing, we hug, we dance, and then we all go upstairs and have dinner. And it's such a beautiful community thing. So that's my Friday night, and then I walk home. As an Orthodox Jew, I don't drive on the Shabbat. We kind of sort of like we're the Amish for 24 hours. I shut off my phone, I shut off my computer. I don't cook, I don't drive, I don't spend money, I don't, I recharge. You know what I mean? You rejuvenate. And so I read and I pray and I hang out with my friends. I go back to shul Saturday morning for a couple hours of prayer and singing, and then we have a big lunch, walk home, take a nap, and that's the Jewish Sabbath. I do that every week. It's just so recharging.
I think that's wonderful. You do that, David. That's really great.
I'm so grateful for it. It's life changing.
Wow, I didn't even know something like that existed in Tokyo, and I actually he moved back to the States. I had a friend, Islamic friend, and he used to go to a what Islam church?
Mosque.
I'm really dumb about this stuff. So he used to go there, and I was always like, "Where is this place? Where are you going?" So anyway, we got one more episode to go, and I'd like to talk to you about just generally show business, how to get into show business, and your advice for people, what they should do. So I want to talk to you about that next episode, okay?
Great, I can't wait.
Okay, so anyways, it's the Mike Rogers Show. Mike Rogers here with you, and my guest today, special guest, is David Weiss, director of animations and a writer of animations. We're going to be back to talk to him tomorrow about getting into the show business. So see you then. Wow, thanks so much to Mr. David Weiss for our part 2 of our interview. If you didn't see part 1, look down here. The link is down here. You can check it out. And then tomorrow, we will have part 3 of our interview with David Weiss. So check it out. See you then.